Burger King is about to shut down more than 300 restaurants. The move comes after several large franchisees filed for bankruptcy, citing inflation and the low volume of sales.
The home of the Whopper is filing for bankruptcy. But hold on to your crowns, because that's not all. Can you believe that they also receive massive threats as they navigate bankruptcy challenges? The heat in the Burger King kitchen just cranked up to 11. But what exactly are these threats, and who is behind them? Could it be more a competitive ploy from rivals in the fast food industry, or something much more sinister? According to court filings, traffic and revenue have sharply declined for the past few years, particularly due to COVID, rent, debt service, and other expenses. The business also mentioned how tight labour markets, rising food and shipping prices, and general inflation has strained cash flow. However, some of its Burger King locations, located in Illinois, Ohio, Pennsylvania, and Virginia, have continued to turn a profit while others have lost money. Moreover, Tom's King has struggled to achieve obligations and financial benchmarks specified in its loan arrangement with Bank of America due to a lack of financial stability. The secured debt owed by the business is $35.5 million, and in addition, it is unsecured debt of about $14 million, which includes rent payable to landlords, vendor payments, royalties, and advertising contributions for Burger King. In May, the franchisee violated the terms of its credit arrangement. A forbearance agreement was reached between Tom's King and Bank of America 4 months later, giving the company time to talk to interested parties and create a bankruptcy restructuring strategy. The organization collaborated with Reinvest Capital to assist in auctioning its assets, and more than 200 prospective buyers have already been contacted. With Bank of America's approval, Tom's King supports this procedure with cash collateral. The franchisee agrees that the bank's benchmarks are realistic and will give them enough time to carry out a thorough marketing and sales process, but in exchange, the bank is requesting that several milestones should be met during the sales and restructuring process. We can see a period of slow sales and traffic for Burger King before the bankruptcy. In response, the massive fast food chain revealed its $400 million Reclaim the Flame turnaround strategy in September. The capital compromises a $150 million advertising and digital investment program, a $200 million remodeling program, and a $50 million refresh. Moreover, they announced this shift to the public by switching the slogan from the venerable "Have it your way" to "You rule." Commercials for the upgrade have gave the iconic "Have it your way" jingle from the 1970s a hip-hop makeover. Approximately 800 locations are targeted by the renovation program. The 93% of the system's franchisees, Burger King will co-invest in advertising. The brand's future might be quite promising if BKC leadership maintains a helpful demeanor approach with their franchisees and is consistent with their messaging. Meridian also identified waste reduction and significant opportunities to improve labor percentage as a cost of sales as potential avenues for improving margins. The statement argues that this will free up cash flows to support day-to-day operations and management objectives to become a healthy and thriving business, combined with the restructuring of some assets and obligations. Moreover, in the Chapter 11 petition, an employee wage motion asked for permission to pay the debtors about 2,495 employees, including 2,266 hourly workers and 229 salaried employees, for the wages, benefits, and compensation they accrued before filing the petition. Furthermore, employees are owed about $1.3 million in wages and benefits, totaling $394,972. The concept includes updating the business's current incentive structure and providing operators with broader financial assistance. According to the remodel program, they are establishing support for the franchisees to address the most important investments and lay the groundwork for sales and profitability growth in the years to come through a more thoughtful approach and increasing funding. It represents a shift towards a higher quality remodels and creates a viable path towards modernizing the system. Tom Curtis, the Chief Operating Officer at Burger King, said to RBI, "I think that where we have the most opportunity is redefining or defining who we are, having a relevant and distinctive voice." Burger King had countered in April on its popular Whopper Whopper song to boost sales as part of a turnaround plan. The strategy was employed as two significant franchisees filed for bankruptcy due to broader economic uncertainties. Younger customers have been attracted to the eateries by the advertisement, which was relentlessly broadcast during the National League Football playoffs in January. The company shared the earworm on TikTok and Spotify, which received over 3 million streams, allowing fans to create remixes. Burger King president for the United States and Canada, Tom Curtis, stated in an interview that he's optimistic about the trajectory of sales in 2023 and added that the jingle's intense success was unanticipated. According to a note from Citi analyst John Tower, restaurants like RBI are likely to speak glowingly of past quarter's results and strike a cautiously optimistic tone regarding quarter current trends. The $400 million Reclaim the Flame plan by Burger King includes a new jingle, a broader You Rule marketing campaign, new restaurant technology, and store renovations. The plan aims to recoup lost business to rival chains, revitalize shuttered eateries, simplify overly complex menus and operations, and attract younger customers. Adding franchisees is another tactic employed by the company. In contrast to rival fast food brands like Subway, consolidating restaurant ownership among fewer franchisees, Burger King started increasing the number of franchisees in its system. According to Curtis, the company currently has 375 operators in the United States, which is 5 to 10 more than the previous year, and has a robust pipeline of possible new franchisees. Two sizable US Burger King franchisees that operate more than 200 sites in at least 10 states this year have declared bankruptcy, citing weak sales coupled with rising labor and product costs. It's conceivable that additional franchisees may receive some locations implicated in those bankruptcies. Curtis added, "We don't want to downplay the significance of the situation, but we will use it as a recruiting tool for new operators." Moreover, he said that the franchisor was aware that particular franchisees are 100% committed and are in their restaurants committedly. And in their neighborhood, the ideal operator would manage 50 to 60 restaurants. Furthermore, according to Citi Towers, any increase in Burger King's share prices could be limited, unless the company can demonstrate that its recovery strategy is working through data demonstrating the broad financial health of franchisees that always concerns about further bankruptcies closures. According to Yum Brands, which owns KFC, Taco Bell, and Pizza Hut, Burger King may be losing market share to other major chains. However, the brand's net sales rose by 7% last year. Burger King, which assisted the SEC in gaining a slot in the 2019 ranking, has now dropped to 6th place since the data showed that the corporation has a relatively low market share compared to some of its larger rivals. For instance, McDonald's has a 21.4% market share worldwide, followed by Starbucks at 7.5%, KFC at 2.8%, and Subway at 2.8%. Burger King trails behind with a 1.2% market share of fast food globally, and in 2022, while its net profit was $1 billion, McDonald's profits soared by $7.5 billion. Customers also worry about menu prices increasing, lack of healthy options, and declining quality. It's obvious that the industry giant is not as financially sound as we all believed, and if there's one thing the retail meltdown and the bank failures earlier this year taught us, it's that no corporation is too big to experience a few difficult years. Quite a story, isn't it? We want to know your thoughts. Drop us a comment below. What do you think about Burger King filing for bankruptcy? And who do you think is behind these threats? Also, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. Remember, we have many more tasty stories like this one coming up, so make sure you're subscribed and have notifications turned on so you won't miss out. Until next time, stay saucy, food lovers.